Yogi, come onto your hands and your knees. Spread into your fingers, ground through your palms, drawing energy into the arms and the shoulders back from the ears. Your first movement is into dog tilt as you lift your tail, hollow the lower back and open the heart. Your second movement is into cat tilt as you scoop the tailbone under, rounding your back to look into the navel. Weave these two postures together on the flow of your breath as you release the tension from along your spine. From your final dog tilt, use an exhalation to take your buttocks back towards your heels in baby pose, resting the chest towards the thighs and forehead towards the floor. Use your inhalation to then extend the back of the body from the tailbone to the fingertips, and the exhalation to melt towards the earth. Our next movement is into Cobra pose, bringing the body forward onto hands and knees on the inhalation, and then releasing the hips towards the earth on the exhalation. Use your feeling intuition and your natural intelligence to skillfully release the tension from along your lower back, utilizing hip movements to serve this purpose. Gradually bring the energy up the front of the body as you ground your palms, rolling the shoulders back, opening the heart. Our next movement is into downward facing dog, tucking the toes under and lifting the hips into the air. Remember to bend your knees in order to get the extension through the spine as you lift into your sitting bones and ground through the palms. Enjoy a deep melt between your shoulder blades. You're now warmed and ready for the practice of Shakti Kriya 1. 4 movements weaved together on the flow of the breath. The first movement is into dog tilt on the inhalation. Second movement into baby pose on the exhalation. Third movement slithers forward and up into Cobra pose on the inhalation. And the fourth movement brings us back to downward dog on the exhalation. Enjoy 2 further rounds of the Shakti Kriya 1 to create a deeper heat inside the body. The daily practice of Shakti Kriya will bring a great tone and strength to the upper body. Tensions will be released along the entire length of the spine, bringing a spinal health and fluidity. And the coordination of breath and movement will bring a balance to the nervous system and a renewed calm to the mind. From your final downward dog, we will now move into the Swan pose, bringing the right knee beside the right thumb and placing the right heel underneath the left hip bone. Take time to settle in and then use your inhalation to open your chest and the exhalation to bow your heart forward over your right thigh. Gently rock your hip to loosen the tension as you lengthen back through your back leg to create a stretch between your back big toe and your right knee. Use the pulse of your breath to gradually deepen into the pose. You can now use your inhalation to push down into your palms, lift your heart, look skyward, and then with an exhalation, draw back and into downward dog. We now practice the left side, bringing the left knee forward to the left thumb and placing the left heel underneath the right hip. Gradually settle down, squaring your hips, lift your heart, and then use an exhalation to bow forward, gradually releasing your body weight down onto the leading thigh. Once again, give yourself an opportunity to settle your hips into the pose before progressively using the pulse of your breath to run a stretch between your back big toe and your left knee. It will be an inhalation that once again lifts the heart up, and the exhalation that draws us back and into downward dog. We will now use the practice of Shakti Kriya 1 to link into our next posture, the shoulder roll. From Cobra pose, slowly lower your chest down to the floor, simultaneously bending your knees to bring your heels towards your buttocks. The left arm then stretches out to the left, palm upturned, and we take a slow roll over to the left, scooping our feet underneath us and placing the soles of the feet on the ground. The right arm then reaches over to interlace with the left fingers. We then use the exhalation to wring out the tension from between the shoulder blades and around the heart, keeping our neck free so that it doesn't take any tension from the shoulders. Having completed on the left side, roll over, shooting the right arm out to the right, and then taking the roll, interlacing the fingers if you can. Alternatively, reach in that direction. The main thing is to use your exhalation to skillfully loosen the tension of the upper back, shoulders and neck. Having completed the right side, roll back to center and use the inhalation to climb back up into Cobra pose before exhaling back into downward dog to melt between the shoulders and release the neck of any tension. From downward dog, take a walk forward into a standing forward bend. Position your feet so that they're hip width apart and parallel to one another. Now use your inhalations to create the dog tilt in the hips to lengthen the spine, lift the chest, and use the exhalations to ease into the bow. Work with great patience, work with respect, but also trust in the power of your exhalation to penetrate in and through any resistance. Now from the forward bend, we'll use an inhalation to raise up into a standing position, bringing the arms above the head. Then using the exhalation, we come into a prayer position at the heart. We're now ready for the practice of Chandra Kriya, the moon flow. With an inhalation, bring your right hand to your right hip as you send your left arm skyward alongside your left ear. Then use your exhalation to lean over to the left, keeping your hips square and your heart looking forward. Use your exhalations to progressively deepen the pose. Remain rooted through the inner edges of your feet as your hips gently swing. We then change sides, bringing the left hand to the left hip as the right arm sails up on the inhalation, and then using the exhalation to open the right side of the body. Use your pulse in order to play the edge. Now with the inhalation, both arms will raise above the head, to then bring the arms down on the exhalation and place the hands into your lower back to support your lower spine. Now for the back bend, using the inhalation to lift into the heart and the exhalation to release the spine back. Again, use your pulse, be patient, and allow the exhalation to take you into the back bend, remaining nice and rooted through your feet. It'll be an inhalation that brings us back up to center, and an exhalation which takes us down into the forward bow. Here we'll use a variation of grabbing a hold of the big toes. Drawing on the big toes, the inhalation then pulls us into dog tilt, and the exhalation stretches out the legs as we draw our upper body in towards the thighs. Use the wave of your breath, and particularly your exhalation, to surrender into the bow. From forward bend, we're going to link into the warrior lunge, placing your hands beside your feet, stepping the right leg back, pressing into the front foot in order to lift your upper body into the warrior position. You now have a couple of breaths to use your exhalation to sink into your hip, and the inhalation to draw the breath and the energy powerfully into your upper body. The exhalation will then bring us back into the forward bend position, so that we can switch to the left side, stepping the left leg back into lunge, pressing into the front foot in order to launch into the warrior position. Again, using the exhalation to release into the hip, keeping the back leg strong, and then the inhalation to open the warrior body. The exhalation will then draw us back into downward dog. We'll now take Shakti Kriya 1 in order to absorb the energy and the power of the warriors, as well as release any tensions. From downward facing dog, we'll be entering into our next posture, the reclining hero pose. To do this, come into a kneeling position at the front of your mat, either sitting down upon your heels or between your heels if it's possible. You can utilize a cushion underneath your buttocks to serve this purpose. Reclining hero has 3 stages to it. One is to rest back onto the hands, lifting the heart and releasing the neck. The second stage is to release onto the elbows, and the third stage down onto the shoulders. Work with great patience and respect. Listen inwardly to your body and to your breath. This posture is earned over time, as the ankles, the tops of the feet, and the knees gradually open. Whichever stage of the posture you're in, enjoy depth of breath as your abdomen stretches and lengthens and your chest fills. This will open up the lungs, as well as toning the functioning of the reproductive and digestive system. To come up, use your inhalation. come onto your hands and your knees, cross your ankles, and then roll over into a cross-legged posture. Our next group of postures is the Siddha Kriya. From cross-legged, use an inhale to extend your legs into staff pose, and then an exhale to draw the right foot back into the inner left thigh. Interlacing the fingers, take the arms up and above the head to stretch the spine out, and then an exhale to bow forward over your left leg. Now with each inhalation, connect with your dog tilt in your hips to open your chest, and then use the exhalation to reach out with your heart over your left thigh. Use the pulse and the wave of the breath to gradually enter into the bow. After your third exhale, we use an inhale to again raise the arms above the head, this time to connect with a back bend to counter the forward fold, bringing the hands behind the back, using the inhalation to lift the sternum and the exhalation to release the neck back. Remain active in your left leg, grounded in your buttocks, and lifted through your heart. After 2 breaths here, we then raise the head on the inhalation in order to connect with the spinal twist. The exhalation takes the right foot, placing it over the left knee, interlace the fingers, and collapse into a cat tilt. The inhalation then straightens the back, and the exhalation brings us into the twist, looking over the right shoulder. Using your left arm as a lever and your right hand as a support to keep your spine upright. Use each inhalation to lengthen your spine and each exhalation to wring it out with the twist. You have now completed the Siddha Kriya on this side of the body. So once again extend into the staff pose as you breathe in, and exhale the left foot back into the inner right thigh. Interlacing your fingers, send the arms above the head for a spinal stretch, and then once again use an exhale to come into the bow. Each inhalation rediscovers the dog tilt in the hips, and then each exhalation extends the heart over the right thigh. From the forward bend, we come into the back bend. Once again interlacing the fingers for the arm raise, and then using the exhale to bring the hands down behind your back. Inhalation then arcs the spine into a back bend, and the exhalation releases the neck. We spend 2 breaths here. This is a counter pose for the forward bend. We're now ready for the twist. Coming up on the inhalation, we then reposition our right foot over the outside of the left knee, interlacing the fingers and rounding the back. The inhalation then extends the spine to sit upright, and the exhalation takes a turn to the left. Now using your right elbow as a lever around your left leg, and your left fingertips to support behind you. With each inhalation, encourage your spine to grow, and with each exhalation, encourage it to twist as you gaze over your left shoulder. You have now completed the Siddha Kriya. Extend your legs into staff pose, and then cross the legs comfortably for the final practice of double breathing. Short, powerful breaths in the abdomen, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling out of the mouth. Take an inhalation up into the chest, fill the heart, and an exhalation out of the open mouth. Enter dynamic stillness.